Gang, gang, gang. Yo, what's good, y'all? It's your boy Spiral, and we is back here with another banger video, man. I hope y'all been having a good day because I have been having a good day. And in today's video, we have another archetype of the art of seduction. But this particular archetype that we are going to be going over today is very special compared to the rest, right? And the reason why I say that this archetype is special is because they literally create their own category, right? They literally cannot be categorized. They create their own persona. They don't give a fuck about what nobody has to say about them. And they break the rules of the game and create their own shit, right? If that don't sound P to you, my nigga, then what the fuck is P, my nigga? You feel me? But the name of this archetype is called the dandies, right? The dandies. And if you don't really know what a dandy is, it's pretty much somebody who mixes both masculinity and femininity at like in one, right? Like they pretty much like say it's a playing field, right? And you draw a line between the playing field, and on one side is masculinity and the other side is femininity. It's like they dance between the two, right? They dance between masculine and feminine, right? And the first way to spot somebody, to know if they are a dandy or not, is by the way that they dress, right? Their image, right? Because traditionally, dandies are known for their clothing, right? They always have been the one to have outstanding, outlandish dressing, right? For example, I have a few artists I'm finna show y'all, right? Y'all might know some of these artists. And yeah, so we gonna get to it. So first we have here Playboy Cardi. Let me know down in the comments if y'all fuck with Playboy Cardi, right? But the first person that I chose, Playboy Cardi, he's pretty much a perfect example, right? Because even this picture speaks a lot, right? This picture speaks a lot. He has his tongue out. People may call this feminine. People may even call this gay, right? But like if you know Cardi, you will also know that he has pictures with bitches and he does like stuff with girls and stuff, right? But the image that he puts out to the world comes out to feminine to a lot of people, so people may call him gay and call him this and call him that. Same with Lil Uzi. Some people may call Lil Uzi gay because of the way he carried himself, like this picture. Some people might look at this and say, "Oh, he's gay. He has his lips together and stuff like that." But really, in reality, all this means is that they are confident in themselves. They are true to themselves. They know exactly who they are, and they are comfortable with their own sexuality. So they don't have to dick suck anybody else for their validation, for their opinion. They literally don't give a fuck about what nobody says, right? And this is literally the power of the dandy. This is where the power comes from, not giving a fuck about nobody, right? Like also another one, Jaden, right? Jaden, you got Jaden. You have Jaden, and also Young Thug, right? Even Young Thug, right? We all know that Young Thug has done some crazy shit, put on some crazy shit, and said some crazy shit in his songs. But it all comes down to the fact that he is comfortable with his own sexuality. He is comfortable. He is true to himself, and he's true to his confidence. He has pure confidence, right? If I would have to, like, one trait about the dandies is they have real confidence. This is what real confidence look like, right? And let me tell you this, right? A lot of people hate these type of people, right? They hate Young Thug because, bro, people won't even listen to Young Thug's music because he does shit like this, right? Same with Playboy Cardi, right? You feel me? People won't even listen to their music just because they come off as feminine. But look, let me tell you this. The reason why that is because it pokes at, like, the way that they put themselves out there pokes at a lot of insecurities and anxieties in some people, right? That really comes from within themselves, right? They might look at them and judge somebody, but in reality is something deeper within themselves, right? That's why a lot of people like don't like these type of people. Bro, we have men nowadays, they won't even get a manicure because they think it's gay. They won't even get a nose piercing because they think it's feminine. They won't do a lot of stuff because they think that it comes off feminine, and they think that people will look at them as feminine too, right? So yeah, bro. So we just gonna go down. Like, look at this clothing, right? It comes off a lot, right? So I'm pretty sure y'all get the picture, right? Now look, the next thing I have to say about this, right? Their seduction and how their seduction works against people, right? So first things first, let me talk about what seduction is and what seduction was made for, right? Seduction was made as a weapon for women to use against men, right? So this was like traditionally a woman thing. Seduction has always been a woman's thing, right? So with that being said, seduction is considered feminine, right? So look, a lot of people might have a different opinions on this, but look, in order to be a true Riz God, a true Mac, a true, like, just the best of your game, you're gonna have to tap into your feminine side just a little bit, right? Just a little bit. Like, even look at pimps, right? A lot of pimps come off as sassy. People may say that they're feminine and this and that, right? But that they know the truth about themselves. They know the truth about themselves. And really what it comes down to is that they are really comfortable with their sexuality, right? They don't give a fuck about what other people thinks about them, right? And another thing, right? Let's keep it on Playboy Cardi, right? Another thing. One thing that the dandies do, and that they do pretty good, is that they understand female psychology, right? They understand what pleases a woman, what women like to hear, what women like to see, how women act around each other. They understand all of this, which makes them a very dangerous, very dangerous in the realm of seduction, right? Because if you were a man, if you could understand the female psychology, understand how they think and shit, you could go a long way with that shit. You are going a long way with that shit. You could literally raise up any girl, my nigga, because you know how they think, right? But over time, I would say, over time, that you will start to understand how a female thinks and how a female may react to stuff and how she may have different opinions to shit. Like, that just goes on just with life and lessons and dealing with women and stuff like that, right? Oh yeah. And another thing about the dandies is that people admire them for being so free, right? Because when you look at a dandy, they are free. They don't give a fuck about what if somebody calls them feminine. They could literally dance between masculinity and femininity, right? Without having the fear of being judged by others, right? And with that being said, that comes off as freedom. A lot of people are not free. A lot of people wish to be free. And when it comes to seduction, freedom and playfulness and all that, like energy and stuff like that, all of that stuff is very, very seductive, right? So to a woman, in a woman's eyes, they see you as, oh, he has freedom. He is free to be who he wants to be. And a lot of people are slaves to their day-to-day life. So when they see somebody like them come around and stuff like that, they think, oh, damn. Like, this is something I've been wanting my whole entire life, was some freedom, right? And with that being said, they don't abide to no rules that society has placed on them. They do their own shit. They say fuck the fucking rules and fuck the game. They create their own shit. They create their own persona. They literally create their own shit, right? And with that being said, I have the perfect example for you guys. Prince was a legend with this shit. He is literally a Riz God with this shit, right? The number one dandy of them all, right? In my opinion, right? This may differ from everybody else, but I feel like Prince really was a nigga when it comes to the seduction. And we finna react to this video. We finna go over all of the things that he does and stuff. But before I play this video, what I want you guys to pay attention to is his body language. Pay attention to his eye contact when he looks at the girl, right? When he looks at the girl, how he looks at her when he wants to, on his own time, when he wants to, what he's saying, right? The flow of the conversation. You guys are literally finna watch a master at work right here, right? And his name is Prince. Prince starts with a P. They don't call him Mr. P for no reason, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, let's get it.
Beautiful strength.
Yeah. All right, tell I'll be right there.
Or Mel, or Scary, but people I like them to call me Melanie.
Well, after this airs, everyone will call you Melanie.
Nobody else is allowed to call me Melanie.
What do you want me to refer to you as? You have a million names, I heard.
Look, off rip. What do you want me to refer to you as? You have a million names. That's already creating a special connection between the two off rip. The interview didn't even start yet. He's already making that special connection. So now it's more on a personal level. Like, what do you want me to call you? Right? Only I could call you this.
A million names.
I'm probably not gonna pause it that much. I'm just gonna like point out some shit. I want you guys to just pay attention and just watch your master at work.
Well, call me Melanie. Because a lot of people, they call me Mel B, or Mel, or Scary, but people I like them to call me Melanie.
Well, after this airs, everyone will call you Melanie.
Nobody else is allowed to call me Melanie.
Only me.
Yes. What about you?
And look, another thing I want to point out is watch how he plays with the with this earring, right? Watch his body language, how he plays with the earring, put it in his mouth. All of this shit is subconsciously seducing her, right? She is picking up on all of this shit, right? Because by him doing that, she may look at his lips. She may, like, a thought might come across her mind, right? Who knows?
You, what do I call you?
Well, I go by an unpronounceable symbol, but you can call me Spud.
Spud. As in potato spud. Or just Spud.
Just Spud.
Spud. Does it stand for anything?
Mm-hmm.
What?
You know.
Do I?
Mm-hmm.
I can't think. I want to know, why me? Why have you chosen me to interview you?
Because you're a pimp. Look at this watch.
He's calling.
Look, brace the touch barrier, right? Brace the touch barrier. You a pimp. Look at his watch, making her laugh and giggle. If you can make him laugh and giggle, you can make that laugh and jiggle. No cap, right? But he breaks the touch barrier right here, right? And this is very important. Breaking the touch barrier is like, once you break the touch barrier, you got your foot in the door, right? That's like putting your foot in the door.
And I'm admitting it. Can you believe it? I'm actually admitting it. But yeah, you know, I followed your stuff, and you're going to be going on tour soon, aren't you?
Yes, ma'am.
Eye contact.
And you've got your album out already. Tell me a bit about that.
The album?
Yeah.
With the new power generation. It's called New Power Soul.
I love
All right.
It's spiritually political record.
Oh, you said that earlier. What do you mean by spiritually political?
We're getting closer and closer to the truth on the album.
Good. So who influenced you on this album that you have?
So one thing I want to say about the eye contact, right? So notice how when he makes eye contact with her, it really depends on the flow of the conversation, right? So like when she asks him a question about his work and about his music and stuff like that, he like will look away, right? He's not making direct eye contact, right? Now look, let me tell you something about eye contact. You really had to like be wary about when to make eye contact and when not to make eye contact, right? Because if you really just ain't biting the motherfucking girl, she's might feel intimidated, right? She might feel a little bit intimidated, right? So like depending on the flow of the conversation, when the questions that she asks or what he's saying is personal or like more on a personal level, he is locked in on the eye contact. So just pay attention to that
now.
This one actually was influenced by the musicians that are on it, the new power generation. I change musicians every 2-3 years or so. This will probably be the last band that I have for a while. I'm going to do some solo work after this. But this record is, it's one of the maddest records I ever got hooked up with. Freaks on this side and Push It Up and all that. A lot had to do with the energy that we experienced on live shows. We tried to get into the album. It's fun being in a situation where we don't worry about charts and singles and videos and all that now, because it really does affect how you go into the studio, what it is you put down on the tape.
It's a brilliant album.
Right,
It is. Properly, it's got that. That thing, I can't explain it. That thing, you know, that kind of.
That's probably
makes you want to play it
all
loud.
best left unexplained. all of that.
So, one thing I want to say right now is that what Prince is doing, he is diving deep into the topics, right? He's going deep in, like, making it more on a spiritual level than it is on a physical level. Now, look, let me tell you something, right? Let me tell you something right now, right? If you are somebody who struggles with conversation and keeping a conversation flowing and this and that, just make shit deep, right? Like, dive deep into one topic. Don't ask her or don't talk about a variety of different topics. Oh, what's your favorite this? What's your favorite food? What's your favorite color? What's your favorite car? You don't have to do all that, right? Dive deep into a subject, right? And another thing, make this shit spiritual, right? If you are educated enough on the spiritual, like, stuff and all that good stuff, make this shit spiritual, right? Once you bring up something spiritual within the conversation, and women love that type of shit, right? Women will literally fall for that shit, I'm telling you. Even if you don't even know anything about no fucking spirituality, bro, just make it seem like you know what the fuck you're saying. I'm telling you, the women will definitely go for that shit.
And what's the show going to be like? Tell us a bit about that.
Oh, it's gonna be sick. It's gonna be so sick.
You got dancers, you got your band.
And another thing I want to say, right, with how, referring back to the point how I made that he literally creates his own persona. He doesn't give a fuck about what nobody says. He has his own shit, does his own shit, creates his own game, right? Another thing that goes along with that is that he has his own ideas and his own beliefs, right? He doesn't really have his like beliefs and ideas is not really influenced by the media or what anybody else is doing, right? Which is a good thing, and that's something that everybody watching this video should have and already do.
Yeah, it's gonna be so sick, so long, just
Jamming.
yeah, funk ridden. Larry Graham is coming with us, Shaka Khan, and Dougie Fresh.
All right.
It's gonna be crazy.
Brilliant. Looking forward to that.
Mad sex.
But one thing that you started to do was sell your albums on the internet. Why was that?
I like the interaction between fans, the direct line. Friends, I don't like to call them fans. That's short for fanatic.
All right, yeah. Because I was having a word with my drummer, got a drummer on tour with us, and he goes, at some point there's going to be no need for record companies. Everything is going to be done through the internet. You're going to be able to sell, download, everything is going to be through the internet. Do you think that, or?
Well, I'm not so sure about that. Record companies have their purpose. They're actually good for people who are just starting out and need a helping hand, and they serve a lot of functions, But for somebody like me who writes a lot and records a lot and wants to release a lot, it's a detriment. So I stepped away. That doesn't negate going back and doing something in the future.
Because you've got your own label now, haven't you?
Well, it's 3 letters, NPG, that we stamp on the product. But we're musicians. We don't need to function as a record company per se.
All right, so you do it more kind of on a level.
Yeah, and I don't wear a suit. So.
No, that's good. So if I release some stuff, then I could go under your label, couldn't I? If I talked you enough around it.
As long as you own your work, it's cool, because that's what New Power Generation. Yeah, that's what New Power Generation is about. Ownership of the master, or else you're a slave.
I really respect that, how you've done things, because you're your own person and you do what you want to do, and you kind of control a lot of things around you, which is very important, obviously, for you and to get on working. But do you not feel
bar for bar? Did I not just say that about 5 minutes ago?
Drained by that, or does that?
Well, more so than control. I think I'm trying to let things evolve on their own, especially the music.
Well, where do you get all this inspiration to do so much writing, so much music, to produce so many albums at such a good quality? Where do you get all that from?
My gift comes from God.
Yeah. So you reckon you were put here to do music,
To give back onto that gift, to stop recording, to put a cap on your work and then put a boundary on it. It actually, for me, is to put a boundary on your gift that comes from God, and I can't do that. I write so much because it is therapy for me. You're evolving your spirit, actually, every time you go back into the well and examine
better
things.
yourself.
Yeah. So the more I write, the more stuff I put out, the quicker I get to my destination.
So do you think, so it is, your music is a soundtrack to your life,
To my psyche.
growing up?
Yeah, I would think so, yeah.
Wow. On birthdays, you don't like birthdays?
No.
No, not into that.
No. We came here not knowing that we were going to die. Somebody told us that. And if we never knew we were going to die, we wouldn't celebrate a birthday, because
But isn't it nice to celebrate the day you was born?
I'll celebrate the day I die.
Because you're going to move on to the next path in life.
Yes.
Who influenced you?
Larry Graham, Shaka Khan.
You've done a few performances with Shaka Khan, haven't you?
Eye
Yeah.
contact.
He just finished a record with us.
Another thing, peep how he is very confident in what he is saying to her, right? He is very confident. He comes off that he knows exactly what he's talking about, right? When you're talking to a woman, you don't want to sound like you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, right? Even if you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You don't want to come off like you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Because then, like, she's gonna, like, women sense energy, right? Like, they little radar finna go off, oh, this nigga's nervous. Oh, this nigga is this, right? Oh, this nigga's cap. Women pick up on all of this shit.
We helped her with. She's a hard boss, but
Good.
I like working for her. Good stuff, King. So what influenced you? Your singing style, your dancing style.
You know you did.
Your
It was
writing
you.
style. No.
I was a dancer, just like, not a club dancer, but I was like Blackpool summer season dancer.
Oh, I see.
That's how I actually started getting interested in the music industry and things like that. Because you started in the music industry when you was about 15, didn't you?
Actually, 12.
12, wow.
Yeah. Not the professional side of it, but I got my first band then and started getting payment and Snicker bars.
Snicker bars.
Yeah.
Why Snicker bars?
That's how we exchanged money back then. That was currency. Candy was currency back then.
You can't sit still to your music. You have to get up and you either have to stamp your foot or you have to do something. And I like that about music. That's what music should make you feel. Like, I know there's a lot of music out there that is kind of makes you depressed and you kind of put on the thing and you want a bit of a cry. Whereas your music, it gets you, but in a good way. And I think that's what music should always do.
I think it should uplift.
Yeah.
There's enough things to bring you down. We don't need to jack our music up that way too. I mean, there's still a way to get anger and even hate across sometimes in music, but you have to resolve it. You have to show that it's useless to hold these ideas. There's a lot in the music. Interviews are. This is cool because you and I are just hanging out talking.
Yeah.
But in most interviews, they ask you questions. I find now people are trying to get me to say something ill about record companies all the time. I have
Oh, right.
no bad feelings about record.
Bro, look at her eyes, bro. She is feeling the fuck out this nigga. Like, she's just, like,
Always
mesmerized.
do.
I think it should uplift.
Yeah.
There's enough things to bring you
Like,
down. We
she-
don't need.
Invested into what he's saying, right? Which is another thing I gotta say. When you dive deep, right? When you come off as like you know what you're talking about, when you're talking about different topics, and when you are, especially when you are informing a girl on something, right? Women like this, right? Because when she every other guy that she's talking to is not talking about no like deep shit, and she's not talking about those deep spiritual and intelligent intellectual like conversations, right? So like when you talk to women in this type of way, they tend to fall I wouldn't say fall for that, but like they like this a lot more, and this makes you rememberable, right? This will make you rememberable in her eyes, right? She'll remember the conversation that you had with her because you was telling her and teaching her a lot of stuff.
To jack our music up that way too. I mean, there's still a way to get anger and even hate across sometimes in music, but you have to resolve it. You have to show that it's useless to hold these ideas. There's a lot in the music. Interviews are. This is cool because you and I are just hanging out talking.
Yeah.
But in most interviews, they ask you questions. I find now people are trying to get me to say something ill about record companies all the time. I have no bad feelings about record companies. I love record companies. They work. It's very obvious that they work by the consolidation of power. So I'm just doing something else right now. So and by being free and doing something else, it almost wakes you up to the fact that let them do their thing, you do your thing. Nobody's bothering me now. It's cool.
But it's good you said you realise that, because people, you know, they do want to kind of criticise, or they do want to drag some badness, like he said this, to make like a good headline. But it's good that you don't rise to it.
Yeah,
your opinion, and that's that.
Yeah, I don't look at myself through other people's eyes. I had an interesting discussion with.
That right there is key to confidence, right? What he said was key to confidence. He doesn't look at himself through other people's eyes, right? This literally can mean a lot of things, right? Because when you look at people, when you look at yourself through other people's eyes, that's where your overthinking, that's where anxiety comes from, that's where a lot of your problems may come from. If you deal with problems with confidence, if you deal with problems with like just social anxiety, like, oh, how are they gonna think about me if I say this? Well, what is he gonna think about me if I say this? What is she gonna say if I say this, right? This all comes from how you see yourself through other people's eyes, right? But when you don't see yourself through other people's eyes, you literally stop giving a fuck about what anybody else thinks, right? Because you see yourself through your eyes and who you are as a person, right? So yeah.
Larry Graham and a journalist upstairs about criticism of music. You know, if you're a true artist, you're using the gift you've been given from God.
Yeah.
And to criticize a gift from God is sort of to criticize God.
Yeah.
Now,
that's actually a really interesting take that I have not heard from anybody else, right? Judging a gift is like judging a gift from God. That's crazy, bro. That's actually crazy as fuck. That's true as fuck, too. That is true as fuck.
you can cut that any way you want, but it's the truth. So, you know, I looked at the writer, I said, I wouldn't criticize your writing here. I'm not a writer. I don't write books. You know, I wouldn't.
But the media's, I think, is all a ball of all kinds of things. They get it wrong. They do get it wrong, but they just stir up people's attention. And
Well, you know, wouldn't it be cooler to just tell people about things that you like and things you think have merit? Spending your life just criticizing another man's work and his gift is such
But
a
I think
waste.
it's sometimes it's easier for people to dwell on negative things rather than to look at the positive things, because what you've done for a lot of people is you've influenced them. You influenced me a lot. You really have done.
I hope in a good way.
You have. Here I am.
Okay, you're not a pimp then.
No, I'm not. I might have a pimp watch, but you know. Okay.
And also notice how his energy comes off as really playful, and he's also very calm too. When he's talking, he is very calm with his words. He takes his time. He makes eye contact. It's not like he's giving off any nervous energy at all. It's nothing but pure confident energy, right? So yeah.
Now, 1999, you had a song.
Let's talk about this watch though.
No, I want to talk about the song. The song 1999. I just asked him, right, if he will do 1999. I asked you. I'm looking at you now. Alright?
Aimbot.
And you said,
I said that you could do 19.
Look, he broke. Look, peep how he broke the eye contact.
And you said,
He broke the eye
I
contact.
said that you could do
Fuck, I will look at you when I want to look at you.
1999 if I could redo Wannabe.
right. Which means,
No.
yes.
You can do anything you want. You're free to it. Many
Okay.
people have redone my songs. I find that
brilliant.
they're doing them more now than ever. No.
And are you flattered by that? Do you feel, what do you feel about that?
Well, if it's genuine and it comes from the artist's heart, then I'm cool with it. If they're being egged on by their management and their record companies,
Then you say no.
well, that's not genuine. That's just trying to get another piece of
The action.
the purple pie, yeah. I like you. This is the best interview I've ever had.
You're just saying that.
No. You're very
Charm.
complimentary.
No, I respect you a lot, and
That's
I think
the
there's a
highest
lot of
one.
people out there.
The highest
do.
thing you can pay people is much greater than money is a compliment. I appreciate it.
Right, shall we do this game?
What game?
This game, I told you about it earlier.
Oh, okay.
I ask you 10 things, right?
Then I tell you the first thing that comes to mind.
It's going to be just one word, so you can answer it in a sentence, or you can answer it in one word, or you can say pass, right? First thing, cars,
Corvettes.
jewellery,
Jew.
time,
Jew.
Lie.
holidays,
Holy days.
Christmas,
Nimrod's birthday.
what's that?
Long story.
Okay.
Another thing that I want to say. Peep how he talks with mystery, right? Like, a lot of, like, I think up until now, right? She's gonna ask him a question, asking him to go deeper with a topic or with the question that she's asking, right? And just watch how he just talks with absolute mystery, right? He doesn't give her all the answers, right? He leaves some type of imagination there.
Eyes,
So,
underwear,
inconceivable.
food,
Mighty.
music industry,
Owners.
sexuality,
Spirituality.
animals.
Unconditional love. So, I play it with you now.
Go on then.
Gone then.
You see, I cheat because I wrote mine down for you, but you're just gonna pluck them out of the sky.
Okay. Spice.
Spice, lively,
Ross.
cross,
Oh yeah, so look. So peep how he says that now it's his turn to play the game on her, right? What he is doing, he is dissecting her mind, right? When you are talking to a girl, you want to dissect her mind, you want to pick her brain apart, right? Because this will make you rememberable. She will remember the conversation and time that she had with you.
spice, lively,
Ross.
cross,
Cause now it's kind of like he is. Oh shit! You know what I just noticed? So speaking about that, right? What I was talking about earlier, the mirror effect. That's pretty much when, like, you would mirror the girl that you are talking to, right? You will mirror her taste, her moods, her comforts, what she likes to eat, what she likes to watch, anything, right? In the book of the art of seduction, right? It was a story how the guy went as far as changing his hair color to the same hair color that she had, right? So what this does, right? Like, you really mirror your target, right? Mirror the girl that you're talking to, victim, whatever you want to call it, right? You mirror them, right? Act like you are literally part of them. Act like you are literally a soulmate. In their eyes, they're gonna see you as a soulmate, as a twin flame, as a spiritual connection, right? Because they're gonna be like, oh, you're just like me, right? You're just like me. You're just this, you're just that, right? And then after that, you hop out of her soul, right? You hop out of her soul and you take her into yours. So now you stop, you feel me, trying to mirror her, and you totally flip it. You totally switch it up, right? And now you show her what your moves are, what your tastes are, what your values are, what you like to do, what you like to eat, all this and that, right? And basically what that does, that literally puts her under a genjutsu. If you watch Naruto, bro, dandies are literally like Itachi, right? That's literally like a fucking genjutsu, because they are under the impression that they know that you are just like them, and that you are literally their soulmate and all this other stuff, right? But in reality, it's the other way around, right? Reality is the other way around. Now she literally can't get away from you. That's crazy.
Mixed.
That's pretty much what Princess did right now, right? She pretty much asked question what was going on in his mind, right? And now he flipped it on her.
When things go that way,
going on in her mind.
They get kind of mixed up and you end up getting cross. And no need to get cross, really.
Time.
Time. There is no time, really. She says wearing a pimp watch.
That's funny. One more.
One more. Not too hard.
Love.
Love. Forever, it should be. And I like it as well because she sing about, sex. So I like that.
I do not.
Well, you do.
I do not.
You do, like, as in, you do.
No, I don't.
What is it then? Well, I see it as that. Maybe I'm interpreting it different. I see it as that.
Well, I don't want to ruin it for you.
You tell me what it is.
Well,
then,
I don't want to ruin it
me.
for you.
No, go on, correct me, because I like, to hear.
It's spiritual union for me.
So you were saying about the noise.
So look, peep how he talks with mystery, right? She was asking him about what does it mean. You talk a lot about sex in your music, but what does that really mean, right? But peep how he doesn't tell her what it means. Peep how he doesn't tell her all of the answers, right? When you talk with mystery, this literally creates an imagination within the girl's mind. And look, let me tell you something, right? When you are having conversations with a woman, you don't want to give her all the answers, right? You don't want to tell her everything about yourself, right? Because if she knows everything about herself, it's no longer seductive, right? In order to be seductive, you have to leave a piece of mystery, right? You have to act like a puzzle piece, right? And she has to put together your puzzle piece. She has to put together all the pieces. It has to be a mystery. You have to come across as a mystery, because that's what's gonna keep a girl around you and keep her coming back for more, right? Because if she put together the pieces of the puzzle already and she knows what the fuck the puzzle looks like, she's not gonna want to fucking play with the puzzle no more. There's no fucking point, right? Same in real life, and same with just having relationships with a woman, right? If she puts your puzzle piece together, it's no longer a game for her, right? She's done, right? It's done. She on to the next. But if you leave pieces of mystery, if you talk with mystery, bro, she will always come back for more, because mystery is literally super duper seductive. Everybody loves mystery.
They've got all plants on. It's all very calming. I like that. That must be important to you.
Yeah. Then you can hear.
Oh, you've got doves up there, haven't you?
Yeah, they're quiet now.
Have you got names for them?
Mm-hmm.
What are they called?
Majesty and divinity.
Do you breed them?
No, not by
No.
choice. We looked up and there were eggs shaking.
It's a very pure thing to have around. I've got a dove house. My doves are, my doves are rare because they've got like a black
I'm gonna fast forward
tail
a little
up
bit.
behind.
They about to... Dog, what is this run? What is my boy doing? What is my boy doing, man? What is that run?
That's your black limo?
Now, but look, like I said previously in the beginning, right? How dandies are literally known for their clothing and what they wear and the image that they put out, right? Look what he's wearing, right? When are you seeing this in your day-to-day life? You're not seeing this nowhere, my nigga. I promise you that. Like, especially now. Well, of course now, because this is like 1980s or whatever. But yeah, bro, just peep how like he's dressing, right? This, a lot of people may say is feminine, right? But he is just himself. right? He creates his own persona.
Can I just say I didn't order that, alright? That was not me.
Any reason why it's that color?
So nobody can see it, I guess. Are you gonna do any more movies?
I'll do one with you.
Alright.
Riz.
What's it gonna be about?
Who's gonna write it?
You?
Me write it? Actually, I do a lot of writing. Whether it'd be good enough for a movie or not, I don't know. I'm being serious now, you know.
Yeah. Go for it.
What does it have to be about?
The truth, of course. We don't want to
As in what though? What kind? There's all kinds of truths in my little diary of things.
There is only one truth.
Which is?
Look, another, once again, right? He's talking with mystery, right? There's only one truth. What is the truth, right? He whistles, right? That's talking with mystery, right? Leaving a mystery in her mind.
No!
She can't have all the answers, baby. You cannot get all the answers, my love.
No!
Oh, hold on. You listen.
Which is? No! No!
He said, look at that butt, but look what he says after.
Don't worry about your bum. Brothers like that.
He said, don't worry about your brum. Brothers like that. He's not referring to himself, right? He's saying that brothers like that. Once again, talking with mystery, right? Now that paints a picture in her mind saying, okay, well, he said brothers like this, so what is he attracted to? Is he attracted to butts? Is he attracted to me? Bro, a lot of thoughts will come to a woman's mind when you talk with mystery. And that's going to keep her wanting to ask more about you, right? Wanting to ask more about him. Ask more about yourself and stuff.
Then you can go, why don't you say to me, Romeo, let down your hair. Go on. Please. For that fantasy of mine.
Well, is that your hair?
No, it's not. It's false, but I can pretend.
Oh, okay. Romeo, let down here. No, it's Rapunzel.
Rapunzel, that's it. Rapunzel. I've had enough outside now. It's too hot. Oh, the sun's out now. I think you are lovely, you know. I do. I really do.
I want to ask a question before you go about your reputation. Because you've been very cool. You've been very quiet.
Yeah.
Look. Diving deep into who she is as a person now. So now he's really trying to get a feel of who she is as a person and how her soul is. Diving into her soul, getting all the answers.
And you're not scary at all.
No.
What's up with that?
I think a lot of people, they like to pinpoint it because I have got my own opinion. I do like to say exactly what I think, and I think people are not ready for that sometimes. It's like they'd rather have somebody safe and somebody quiet who will go yes and agree to everything rather than somebody who's got...
Now look, the fact that he asked that question, a lot of other guys are never going to ask that question, right? Because they're too busy talking about general stuff, right? General first, like, stuff. They're not really talking about, like, intellectual, who she is as a person, and, like, just on a spiritual level, all that good stuff, right? They're not really involving in that type of conversation.
Got their own opinion and their own set of morals, their own ideas, their own picture, and I think for some people...
So that's going to make it very memorable.
That's frightening. That's how they criticise you and make out as though you're something that you're not really.
You find that people live through you, and then when you don't act like they expect you to, then...
I don't know what you mean, actually.
Then you're the bad one.
Yeah.
Melanie bad. Well, regardless of the watch you wear and your black limo, you ain't so bad. You ain't so scary.
No, I'm not. And I
Very
think
sweet
you are
person.
lovely.
Thanks.
You are. I was saying earlier, a lot of people, they get the wrong impression of you, or they've written the wrong impression, or they speak of the wrong impression of you, and that's their own...
So look, I'm about to literally dive into this after like what she said, I was literally about to say that, right?
Ignorance, they
I'm
do.
gonna run that back, because we might just fuck around, just dive into this shit right now.
And I
Very
think
sweet
you are
person.
lovely.
Because, wait, how long do we have? Oh yeah, it's not that long. All right, bet.
Thanks.
You are. I was saying earlier, a lot of people, they get the wrong impression of you, or they've written the wrong impression, or they speak of the wrong impression of you, and that's their own ignorance. They should have a more open mind, because I think you're lovely.
Yeah. Get it from the horse's mouth.
Look, he's like, I don't even give a fuck what they gotta say, right? He didn't even comment to what the fuck she said, right? But look, the thing I want to say about this is that, so she mentioned that a lot of people have a lot of different opinions on you and have a lot of like outlandish stuff about you, and she called it very ignorant, if I remember, right? Now, with that being said, hold on, let me change my view, right? Because I think we done with this video. So look, with that being said, right? With that being said, all right, bet. So with that being said, right? Here are the few problems that the dandies may come across, right? How like being a dandy could backfire on you and all the drawbacks of the dandy, right? Like I said in my previous video on the charmer, how the charmer has drawbacks, how the charismatic build has drawbacks. The dandy also has drawbacks. Even though they are pretty much damn near like Riz God, they have drawbacks. Now look, if you are a dandy, right? If you know somebody with a dandy, you may like notice this, right? And a lot of dandies tend to get a lot of hate from this, but the hate comes from the same sex, right? The hate comes from the same sex. Like, say if you, even like for a woman, right? Even women dandies, right? There are women who act masculine and like portray a masculine image, right? Even women will despise those type of women, right? But back to the, like, you feel me? Back, this is just in general, right? The hate will always, well, I'm not gonna say always, because you know, but the hate will mainly come from the same sex as you, right? A lot of men may look at you or look at the person and say that, oh, he's gay, oh, he's feminine, or he's this. They won't even fuck with you because they think that you are gay or some shit, right? They won't even look at you. You feel me? That, you feel me? A lot of hate. They gonna receive a lot of hate, right? So that's why being a dandy is literally not for the weak, right? If you are a dandy, this is not for the weak, right? This is not for the weak. If you feel like you are this, just know that the true power of a dandy comes from not giving a fuck about them, about anybody else's opinion, right? Not giving a fuck, right? If you do not care enough about somebody's opinion, then you will literally become unstoppable, right? And another thing, another like strength that the dandy has is that you have to know the truth about yourself, right? Even this don't even go for the dandies, right? You literally have to find out the truth about yourself and who you are as a person, right? Because when you know the truth about yourself, you are confident, right? That is true confidence, right? Like you may be able to do certain stuff that other people may say that is feminine and call it gay or whatever, but you know that you are not gay, right? You know that you are not gay, and you know that you are true to yourself and that you are confident in your sexuality. You are literally comfortable with your sexuality, right? So really just, you feel me? You got to know the true self about yourself, right? And another thing, right, that may backfire on the dandies is that some of them, they may try to prove their masculinity, right? And when they try to do this will literally make them look bad, right? This will literally make them look bad because you see them stepping out of their comfort zone, stepping out of who they are as a person, right? And yeah, that's pretty much that, right? So I hope you guys have a different outlook on who the dandies are. If you know somebody who is a dandy, right? I hope you look at them different. You don't call them gay or whatever and stuff like that, you know, because, you feel me? This video should say it off, right? But if you enjoyed this video, if you like this video, leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the gang. Road to Conquest. Road to 3,000 subscribers. It is your boy Spiral, and I am signing out. Gang.